Ready for a little fucking van damage? A little sudden death? How fucking fast is the death in this movie?
It's sudden.
It is sudden. We haven't done a Van Damme movie in a little while.
No.
So we get a kid dying in the opening. Why is that funny?
I'm sorry.
Funny?
Sorry, I don't know.
She's sick.
No,
She's
I just.
sick. That's why I married her.
The way you said it, I don't know. It's not funny. It's actually really sad that this little girl dies in the opening. I have nervous laughter.
What a story, Mark.
What a story, Mark.
Okay, so you think he lost his wife because that kid died?
Yeah.
That kid dead?
Yeah, I do.
That kid dead.
Lost his wife.
Quality
English.
content here on Sinister Cinema.
Yeah, I think that is a big reason why he has a failing marriage.
Do you think that he, after this, spoilers, guys, do you think after this whole ordeal, after he shows up unannounced to take them to Game 7 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, do you think that he is going to get to take the kids out again?
No. I think there will be court orders that he's not allowed around.
He's a hero from afar.
Yeah, from afar.
Yeah. You're estranged hero father.
Right.
that you will never see again.
Right. Until you're 18. And then you could go see him.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme sat down, watched Die Hard, and was like, I want that movie, but in an ice rink.
Yeah.
During the Stanley Cup playoffs. You think that's what happened?
I definitely think that Die Hard had an influence.
An influence?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that the Point Break had an influence on Fast and the Furious? Do you think that Dances with Wolves had an influence on Avatar? Do you think they took the script for Point Break, scribbled out surfboards, and wrote fast cars? Because I'm pretty sure Nakatomi Plaza was
Stanley Cup.
Yeah, the Penguins freaking arena was
the
written
Penguins
in.
Arena. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure.
That's alright. I liked it.
That's okay.
It was fun.
Yeah, this is not Die Hard. This is sudden death.
Right.
You don't just die hard. This is
suddenly die.
Suddenly die hard.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been.
Suddenly die hard.
Sudden die hard.
Terror goes into overtime.
Yes, it does. Sudden death is a good name, is a good title for this, obviously, since overtime in hockey is called sudden death, and in this movie he gives people sudden death.
Yeah, suddenly.
Suddenly. Okay, so there is our character here takes his kids. There is a terrorist who said we're terrorists, right? No, they're there for the money, man.
They're terrorists.
He's gonna get like $1 billion and change, and he only expects to get about 500 million because he wants to pay off his credit cards. So he jokingly says. Powers Booth is the villain in this. I love him. I think he is perfect at being this psychopathic, non-empathetic villain who just kills for fun. And yeah, he's very, very fun in this role, is really just having a good time of it.
He's a dick, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Is this your first exposure to Powers Booth? Have you seen him in anything else?
I don't think so.
No?
That I can remember.
Oh, he's great.
But yeah, he did a good job. I mean, I hated him, for sure.
Yeah.
I thought he was really horrible, especially the way he treats Van Damme's daughter, who's like so sweet and cute. And just the stuff that he's saying to her, like, I'm gonna kill your dad.
Yeah.
He was just so mean.
Have you ever seen like Tombstone or anything?
No.
You ever watch westerns? Any westerns?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I love cowboys.
But you've never... Well, you gotta watch some westerns, man. I gotta show you the real good ones. There's some phenomenal westerns out there.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tombstone.
Oh, you absolutely need to. Anyways. Okay. So, I like I like the scene where he goes in and into the locker room and he meets Luke Robitaille and he meets all these, the athletes, the players on the Penguins, and we all love to trash talk people behind their back, celebrities, athletes, whatever, when we're at home. But like he trash talks this dude, and the kid calls him out on
Oh
him
my gosh, I know, so
in front of
funny.
the athlete, and he's like, "Oh yeah, really?" It's
so funny.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
I like seeing that, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Like when he finds out.
I really liked Van Damme in this. I feel like it reminded me of like an Arnold Schwarzenegger performance in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's mostly just him interacting with the kids. And I know some of the other movies we've watched, he's had interactions with children. But with this one, he was obviously like a dad in it, which was a big deal.
He had some daddy-tude in this.
He had some daddy-tude for sure.
Yeah.
But I just thought that it was really like endearing and charming. And yeah, I like seeing him as a dad.
Yeah. Should go put that stuff in the oven.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just beeping. You can hear me from here. We're fun on the channel. We don't take it too seriously. So she's over there cooking food. It's okay. And then, oh man, I did feel really bad for this old woman who got killed after she got her husband, who was the main chef, to let them upstairs. They just brutally murder both of them, and they're like the sweetest old people ever. And I was just like, damn, dude, that made, like, the killers in this are absolutely ruthless.
Yes.
They do not have any like care for human life at all. Like,
none.
He just went to like, sociopaths are us and started recruiting. He it was like a Home Depot for psychopaths, and he just pulled up and they all jumped in the back. Yeah. And he's like, "Do you have any problem murdering anybody?" And they were like,
none.
Zero.
I'll kill anyone.
Yeah,
for
anybody.
no reason.
For fun.
For fun.
Yeah, they're gonna kill the kids. They're gonna do anything. They don't care at all.
No, they don't.
Yeah, and it's only because the vice president is like so specific about like, if you kill that little girl, you will get nothing from me. I will let this place burn to the ground with you in it. Like, he's very protecting of the little Van Damme's daughter in this, and she's just adorable.
Oh, she's so cute.
But you can't let a little kid go down, unless, I don't know. There's a couple kids in films that I would let go down.
Not her,
I would
though.
not protect.
Not this one.
Yeah.
She's...
Like when we watched Storm of the Century.
Oh my god.
And the freaking, like,
that
mayor's
kid.
The kid from Cat in the Hat.
The Storm of the Century, like, just give him that kid.
100,000%. Easiest decision ever. Everyone in town would have been like, him.
Even the parents would have been like...
Even the parents would have been like, him. 100%. There's just some kids that are more expendable than others.
Like, I told you to give me what I wanted, but I don't want him.
Yeah. Give me what I want and I'll go away. And that ain't it. Any other kid.
Oh, yeah, but this little girl is super cute. And even his son is, cute in this too. I love that he stays in his seat.
Yeah, even if the building is falling down around you.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Which, honestly, though, like, that is gonna mess him up later in life.
Yeah.
Like, especially when he's older and, like, really understands, like, what happened there. And, like, yeah, that's gonna give him some conflict.
It saves his life, though.
It does.
It does, because the traitor comes to try to grab him.
Yeah.
And he's, like, not moving. And I loved that scene.
I did, too. Yeah.
He's like,
you
I'll
need to do
scream.
what you're told.
And he's like, I'm the Secret Service. And he's like, I'm a kid.
Right.
And I will scream.
Yeah, I like that he says, like, the traitor guy is like, you gotta do what you're told or whatever, and he's like, I am.
Oh, he straight up turned into freaking Zach Delarose from freaking Rage Against the Machine right there. And he's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have came over the freaking speakers in the joint. Mm-hmm. Although at this point, I don't even know if that song had been released.
I don't think so.
But it would have matched that scene pretty well. Anyways, yeah, there's No way. Maybe in the early 90s or in the 80s, especially the 80s for sure. But he is going to plop his children. These are children. The kid, like the daughter, is really young.
Yes.
She's like 8. She's super tiny.
Oh my gosh.
And the boys maybe 11.
At
10.
most, yeah, 10.
Right? And he's leaving them in a stadium.
Oh my god. Full of so many people.
The whole place
adults,
is sold out.
Crazy, like,
Everyone
fans.
no one's paying attention to anything but the game.
Yeah.
So anyone could snatch those kids and no one would give a shit. They'd just be like, down in front, kidnap on your own time. You know?
Yeah.
You can kidnap her, just don't do it in my line of sight.
Oh my god,
So,
yeah. It's very telling of the times for, like, leaving children.
Oh, just sit here.
Oh my god.
It'll be fine. I'll be here back and forth.
Like, he's a dad, but he's not really a great dad.
Sure.
Which...
Leaving your kids in an arena by themselves, just like, I'm going to go do my job.
Right.
Here. It's not like wait in my office behind this locked door.
Come with me.
Sit in this open area with like 50,000 people around you.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's
too
beyond.
much freedom.
Beyond. It would have made more sense if there was like an attendant who patrols those stairs, and there's like a guard stationed at the bottom of these stairs or whatever, and they put them in a seat where he's right next to them.
Sure.
And he's like, keep an eye on them, and he's like, I will, the entire time. Right? And this guy kind of keeps interacting with them throughout, like, are you guys okay, and whatever. You know, maybe that guy came over and like killed that guy, or like he gets pulled away to help or something. Like that would have made sense, but just leaving them there unattended for the entirety of this game as he walks around, and no fucking way. No way. So absurd. Yeah. Even for the 80s, that's a lot. I like the kitchen in this movie.
Oh my
actually felt like something out of like Final Destination 5.
Right? I know. There was like so many parts to it that were dangerous.
Yeah.
And, like, people kept getting, like, in those situations where they were, like, in trouble and, like, whatever, in the kitchen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, like in Final Destination when the guy's, like, he's a cook, right? And he's trying to, like, they're like, he encounters all these tools and all these things that could kill him.
Yes.
This is the most dangerous kitchen
that
I've seen since the Final Destination franchise. But yeah, I like the fight with the penguin, and it gets pulled into the dishwasher.
I did too. I thought that was a really cool fight.
That was some badass freaking penguin chick.
She was like really intense. Like she was giving him a run for his money, for sure. Like she was brutal. She didn't win, but...
No, she did not.
She definitely gave a good fight.
And he also freaking takes a bone, breaks it, and kills somebody with it.
Oh, yeah.
He uses... It's definitely some fighting and gun mixture in this.
Yeah.
But he keeps losing the gun. The gun either like gets knocked up onto something where I don't know why, if he's like flipping around and shit, why he couldn't just jump up there and get the gun. I just don't think he saw where it went.
Yeah.
So when he went to look for it, it's like, you know, shit, I can't find my keys in the morning. Right?
No,
and this thing is who knows where.
Yeah.
So the gun keeps kind of getting knocked away. Into things where he can't retrieve them, so he has to turn into fucking MacGyver and make a gun out of a fire extinguisher, which he's a firefighter, right? So he knows how the pressure of a fire extinguisher works. So, yeah, I like how the villains also brought with them like a wide assortment of rocket launchers.
Yeah,
they just blow. It's so funny. There's a scene, I bring this movie up so often, but I can't help myself because this movie parodies action films so well. But anyways, once again, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, when, you know, Holt and Luger are out and they're talking about how, you know, these guys are coming after them, and they do something and something blows up, and then they like call for the valet, and their car blows up. And he's like, it's going to take a little, you know, more than a couple explosions to you know, get us off the case. And Samuel Jackson's like, not a hell of a lot more. But it's just so funny. With this movie, it's like he tries to communicate with them on a billboard, and there's just a guy watching the billboard and shoots it with a rocket launcher from like across the street. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is pure action movie logic.
Yes.
Where there's just a guy stationed outside with a rocket launcher to blow up any communication device.
Yes. Yeah, 100% that is action movie trope.
Just everyone has a rocket launcher.
Yeah, why not?
You know, and they could just hit any target. Like there's the building is massive.
So
right?
big.
And there's gonna be places all around the outside like this. But there just so happens to be a guy stationed right outside of this thing to shoot it with a rocket launcher from another building. And what? The cops didn't then go to the place where the rocket came from? Because that guy was on a building across the street by himself. Did they not go arrest that guy?
I know.
Like the cops are like, I don't know where that came from.
Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody. Everybody saw that coming.
You're
as
right.
it
They
came
did all see it coming.
At the billboard. Or the Megatron or whatever that. That's not a Megatron. It's a, what are those called? The Megatron's the thing that the guy falls into from the roof. I will say the fight on the roof is rad. Oh my
gosh, it's so intense.
It's scary.
Yeah, when they're
and
hanging.
I'm not sure how they filmed it.
And
Because
even
they do like these crane shots where they come up through and you can see them still fighting on the roof and hanging over as the game's going below.
And even the little girl is hanging up there at one point too, towards the end.
Mm-hmm. I think they just hung that little girl from there and just said, fuck it.
They're just like, hold on.
Yeah, it was the 90s. She
climbs, too. She doesn't just hang. Like, she climbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's why you have to pass that physical fitness thing.
Right.
Is to see if you can... They always tell you that, right? When you're doing it, it's like you got to be able to do one pull-up.
Right.
Because if you're hanging off a cliff, we have to make sure you can pull yourself up. And it's like, when am I ever... In
that situation.
Yeah, she's in that situation. She can pull herself up. My kid's dead. My kids would not survive.
Me, also dead.
Yeah. Me, I could definitely...
You would live.
I'd be fine. I could get up. But it would not be, you know... I weigh a decent amount. But I can do a pull-up. I can do a few pull-ups. So I'm all right. You, done.
Yeah, I'd be like, bye. I would just let go.
Yes. And let's see. Agents? I know. What the fuck did I write that for? It's so funny when I write certain things and I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Let's see. We've got... what? Dude thinks breaking news is just a dude worked up. He's so happy and nice about it. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Van Damme goes into a bathroom and like breaks a mirror. And then this dude like comes in who's like a fan or whatever, you know, there to watch the game, and he comes in and he's like, don't worry, man, the Penguins will win. You know, like it'll be all right. And he like just goes to the bathroom, and I'm like, dude, that guy took that so well. If you walked into a place and a dude was like smashing the bathroom up, breaking mirrors, and you're just like, it's okay, like they're gonna win.
Don't worry.
Like chill out. This dude has
like
a serious
sports
temper.
Fan.
This sports fan has a serious temper himself. He's like, dude. Yeah, I would have been funny if you just started breaking some mirrors.
Same thing. Like I feel just as angry.
That actually would have been really funny.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. I can relate. I'm a very angry sports fan, so I should not watch sports. And I try not to anymore. Okay. Okay. I like that that Powers Booth tells them their plan, like his plan of like how he's gonna basically just clear about $500 million. He's gonna lose like 1.2 billion after rerouting all this money, and how he's gonna kind of filter it and clean it, and he's only gonna get like a third of it. And then the Secret Service guy kind of calls him out like, you wouldn't be telling us all of this unless you were gonna kill us,
right? Which
is great, because the villain always reveals his plan and then lets the guy like be put into this ill-conceived trap that he can't get out of, which he always gets out of. But like the villain explaining his plan, it's not like, yes, it's a plot device just to tell us, right, for exposition, but it's also like the arrogance of this guy, and I very much buy from him that he would tell them, because he's like, I'm just gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah,
like, I don't really give a shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super arrogant, and he just doesn't care.
Yeah. And his daughter has eagle eye vision, because she's able to spot a stamp on his hand after he puts on a disguise, as thousands of people are frantically running past her. But it would be kind of easy to spot the one guy who's casually walking through the... I
mean, yeah, that would be the easy part to spot, yeah, for sure.
And he turns and he just looks at her, and it's like the worst disguise ever. He just has like this blonde freaking wig on and like a mustache, and he just like looks right at her and just kind of is like, and grabs her and runs off. Like, I don't even understand why he grabs her and bothers.
I don't know. He could have just walked away and exactly
alert his father.
If he just walked away, he would have gotten lost in the crowd.
Realistically, he probably would have had a silencer on him and shot her.
Yeah, realistically.
To try to stop her from darking on him, but
instead he just abducts her really quick.
Instead, he takes a one-way trip on a helicopter straight down, and he totally tries to make like a Joker from Tim Burton's Batman Escape, where he gets on a freaking. I always love the like rope ladder coming out of the helicopter.
Like what?
Van Damme jumps on it, shoots through the helicopter, and then jumps back on. This is a badass move. It really is. But the way the helicopter comes down, it has the shortest propeller ever, because the opening's like here, and they're like standing right next to it. Nobody's worried that the propeller is going to hit them for some reason. So short. And this thing goes straight down, like so stiff and clean as it's going down. It goes down slow enough to where they can kind of look at each other, and they're like, and he just kind of looks over at them like. Right? Yeah. This is very reminiscent of Cliffhanger. Remember, John Lithgow is in the helicopter, and he's watching.
That's right.
As Stallone is like holding on, and he falls, and he gets to watch him as he falls to his death in the helicopter. Yeah, it's so funny the way the helicopter comes down. It's so slow and so perfectly straight, and it's clearly being like lowered down on a line.
No, it just came down like that.
So dumb. So dumb.
It's funny.
The speed in which Van Damme is able to squirt this guy with lighter fluid and turn it to fire, and for his entire body to be completely engulfed in flames.
Oh my gosh, it's so fast. It's because he's a fireman.
That's it.
That's why.
That's how fast he can shoot a friggin' super soaker. It's this fast, and the guy is completely
engulfed.
He is Ben Tramer in Halloween 2 engulfed in flames. Like, it's outrageous how freaking fast this guy lights on fire.
So fast.
So that was pretty funny. And Van Damme legitimately crowd surfs on his feet in this and runs over a crowd.
So many people.
It's insane. He runs across like this stadium seating. People, he's like running on their shoulders.
Oh, I know.
It's so funny. He knocks people over,
too.
and they just like go right back to watching the game.
So crazy. It's so crazy how he does that.
The 90s were wild.
Yeah. I liked him being in the game too. I liked his little disguise and getting to play hockey. And making the save of the decade.
Save of the decade.
Of the year or whatever.
Just a quick glove save. It's the save of the decade.
But it's cute then, because then he does the whole like I love you thing to his his son.
I don't know what any of that was.
I don't know. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I actually think it's like the pinky, and then it's like this, and then like you or something. I'm pretty sure I had that somewhat accurate. Much better than what I did the first time. That's for sure. But yeah, he skates out there, takes Tolliver's place, saves after there is a penalty shot. Or no, it's not a penalty shot. I'm sorry. It's just a breakaway. And he saves it, and then he goes and he punches the guy in the face to get himself ejected.
Yeah.
And of course, Luke Robitaille saves the day by hitting the game-tying shot to put the game into
sudden death.
Sudden death overtime. That's right. It's absolutely asinine. Okay, so I did play ice hockey. I played goalie. And let me tell you, getting in and out of that gear is an event. And the fact that he's able to strip it from Tolliver without Tolliver seeming to notice as he's getting oxygen. He strips it off of him, gets into it, and gets out onto the ice before the villains can like get down the hallway into the room.
So he does it so fast.
It's outrageous, but I will tell you, I do feel with every bit of my fucking being that he cuts through his laces to get out, because those shits is hard as fuck to get out of. And usually you have hockey tape that you've wrapped around them too, but like you have to you have to like make your skates part of your feet. You want them so tight that you can feel your circulation in the leather.
Maybe he's able to get in and out of that gear so fast because he was a fireman, and they also have a lot of gear that they have to throw on really quick.
No.
Oh.
No, not this.
I thought that was a good
hockey.
explanation.
Yeah, you actually have someone help you get into that. For goalie stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of pieces. Like firefighter gear is purposely designed to get in and out of quickly. Mm-hmm. Goalie gear is not. Goalie gear is not.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. Anyways, let's see. I think. Oh, and then straight up, Luke or not? What's his name? His name is Oh shit! What's his name in this?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I definitely don't know anyone's names.
Yeah, I didn't write them down. I had everybody's name from Deadly Blessing down, but this movie, not anybody.
No.
Outside of the people who were really named that, like Luke Robitaille or something, or Tolliver, the goalie. Anyways, because there were actual players that I was familiar with at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Van Damme straight up turns into Spider-Man. Like he falls through and he's swinging on ropes and then like dropping bombs into windows and then flying through the opening of where the bomb came through and didn't kill anybody inside of it or hurt them. And I had any idea where those bombs were going to hit. And oh my God, that's such an absurd, asinine scene, but this is what we're watching it for. That's what we're watching it for.
Yes.
And that's it.
I think that's it.
That's good enough.
It was a fun one. I liked it. I don't think he's gonna have any custody of his children at the end of this, but
nope.
They'll know that their dad is a hero from afar.
Absolutely. Yeah. Walking into the courts to try to get custody back after he did this would be like sudden death.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we will probably be watching Time Cop. So look forward to that in the future. And we'll see you next time.